Hey, welcome back to Redbanditracing. In this video, we're doing a video on the Slash BL-2S Brushless. We are going to be putting a VXL system in it to give it a lot more power. We did have an extra set with 3500 Velineon 3S system, the motor and the ESC combo. And this will fit in the Slash BL-2S Brushless. We did do the same thing on the Stampede BL-2S Brushless to make it a VXL. So now we're going to do it on the Slash to give it a lot more power. And also, we're going to be getting rid of the TQ receiver for a TQI receiver. So we will get 3S and we will get TSM. So let's get right into the repair. Not repair, the upgrade. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take out the ESC and the motor. What you're going to need for that is both a 2.0 millimeter driver and a 2.5 millimeter driver. First, we're going to take out the ESC with the two screws on either side. There we go. And you cannot reuse these screws with the new system. You will have to have a lot longer screws because the holes it goes in are a lot wider. Not wider, longer. I'm gonna take out these screws. The ESC cannot come out until you remove or unplug it from the receiver. So we're gonna do that at the end where it's gonna keep this hanging in. Might move it to the side just to have some more room for the motor. Next thing we're going to do is remove this clip holding the wires to the chassis. Take that out. Try to wiggle this out. It is a bit stuck. There we go. I think it was glued in a little bit. Alright, next, I think we are switching to our 2.5. Take out the screw holding it into the motor bracket. Don't know if I can use the drill for this one. Oh, I can. There we go. And now we're going to take off the gearing cover. And another thing I want to mention, we are going to keep using the same gearing already in it. We're going to use the same pinion. I believe it's anywhere from an 11 tooth down to a 9 tooth. With the Stampede, we did keep it down pretty low, just pretty similar to the Rustler. I think it was in a 10 tooth. And that does work really well with the Stampede because we're not going to use it for much speed runs. Low end power is great. And the 3500 motor is not the best with low end power. So lowering down the pinion does make up for that. This is not really a spot to grip this. Take it out. Yeah, we're just going to take the motor out. Okay, so not a big fan of that design. You have to take out the motor to take out the gearing case because you can't get a grip on this. There's the pinion. Let's just see what it is. I think that's a 1.5. Yeah, we're going to need a 1.5 bit. It was a 13 tooth. It's a lot more than I thought. And another problem with the Slash, there's a lot of sand buildup right around here. Let me dump this out real quick. Yeah, a good amount of sand builds up right under that motor. No chipped teeth. So that's good. 13 tooth I might drop down. Yeah, 13 seems like a bit much. I wanted to keep it around a 9 or 10. 11 at the most. So I might switch that out, but I don't know if I have one here with me. I'll check once we get all this stuff out. We can leave this stuff connected because we are going to put it into maybe a Stampede. One of our older Stampedes was just given the Stampede, the newer Stampede's BL-2S system. So I think we're going to replace the XL5 system with one of these. Alright, next we're going to take out the receiver. So I think this is, once again, the 2.0s for all four. So one thing I do want to show is this receiver wire for the antenna was pinched from the factory. If you guys watched the unboxing, we did make note of that. However, Traxxas did make up for it by sending us a brand new TQ system, one new TQ receiver. We're not going to use it because we did go ahead and buy the TQI to get TSM, but they did replace it, so it is a big plus. That'll just be a good extra for... Actually, we're probably not going to use it. Maybe, I guess, if a receiver goes bad in one of our Stampedes, our two-wheel drive Stampedes. Alright, so now we are going to find out what wire this is. These are really jumbled up. I'm guessing it's 2. I think servo is 1. Yeah, servo is 1. ESC is 2. I'll take that out. I hope you can pull this out. I'm not a big fan of the way the slash was organized, especially in the receiver box. I feel this is really jumbled. Alright, now we got that out. The first thing we're going to do is we are going to take out the receiver, and we are just going to have to get a flathead to pry this up. Not a lot of room to get leverage. See if we can pull this out now. There we go. Alright, now we're going to unplug the servo. And we are going to have to take out the antenna. I think the antenna is actually held in by a screw. It has to be held in by a screw. Yep. It is a 1.5. Loosen that. Loosen that a bit more. Yeah, a little set screw. It is finger tight, so you don't need a driver. I'm going to take this out. And next, we are going to replace the receiver. The part number for the new receiver is 6533. I'm going to place this the same way, the wire facing the battery tray. I'm not going to tape it up yet. We're just seeing how this is going to fit. Now let's get our double-sided tape. It does come on the package. I'm going to stick this on. There we go. I'm going to unpeel the other side and stick this in. Make sure it does not end up landing on the wire for the receiver. Make sure nothing's underneath. There we go. Now the servo is always number 1 and the ESC is always number 2. And the TQIs usually have 2 number 2s and 2 number 1s. No, 2 number 1s and a number 2. Just plug the servo into the first number 1 and leave the second number 1 empty. There you go. He's only going one way, so you cannot get them mixed up. Next, we are going to get this antenna back up and running. There we go. We'll tuck this back into the receiver box. There we go. Now we're going to get our set screw and tighten this back down. Drop this back in. I think this is actually a really nice design. With the Haas, that antenna seems to fly out a lot. But with the set screw, it actually does hold it in. And it can't go anywhere. So that's actually a really good design. I'm glad they introduced that. And the next thing we're going to do is we have to bring back the old motor because we are going to need this plate. Again, this is the 2.0s. We're going to need a bit more power to untighten this one. There we go. Yeah, a lot of sand and dirt got under that bracket. The slash just collects so much dirt. That's why they all come with this guard over the center drive shaft, because that body it's open around the tire, so everything just kicks inside. So this round rivet, or this round mark, will go into that peg for the screw. So you can use that to line up what holes you're going to need to screw into. There's only 4, so you're not going to get it that wrong. You just want to make sure the wires aren't facing too far down to one side. You just want it pretty much upright so it can go over to the ESC, maybe a bit sideways if that's how it's meant to go in. I have a decision to make. Do I want the wires slightly facing the battery tray, or do I want them almost fully horizontal? If I do them fully horizontal, I feel like they might work better. I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I feel like that is the better option. Let's tighten this up. There we go. Let's just see how this lines up. Rotate it on. Another upright. So I guess I was a bit wrong on that one. Yeah, I think that'll work. I might get the wires a bit sideways. I feel like that will be less crowded towards the center. Let's get this pinion on. I think I'm going to stick with the 13. I don't think I really want to change the gearing too much. Gotta see which way this is supposed to go on. This looks like the pinion will go on upside down. Get the set screw back in. Let's get a bit tight. You don't want to tighten down too much. Looks like I did tighten a bit too much. Go back out just a little bit. I think we're going to use an actual driver here. Let's get one. There we go. Not a lot of room. Wonder if I can shift this a little bit. I think that's good right there. All right, let's tighten down this pinion. That's where I want it. There we go. And I'm going to shift this back a little bit. There we go. And we're going to drop in the motor set screw. I think that's what it's called. Don't quote me on it. Actually, I don't think I'm going to use this because I think I want to set my own mesh. I think I have to set my own mesh because it is a slightly different motor. I think that's where I want it. I think that is good. Throw this cover back on. Other way. I'm going to screw this down. There we go. Probably the most time-consuming part of this upgrade is already done. Next, all we have to do is throw in this ESC, plug it in, connect the wires, and we're good to go. See how this fits. Yeah, there are holes ready for it. It is going to fit. I was actually worried this wasn't going to fit because this ESC is wider, but the motor is a bit shorter than the BL-2S. All right, we're going to get our original screws for this ESC combo. Hoping this is 2.0. It is a 2.5. Switch out real quick. There we go. That's all secure. Now we just gotta get this wire in, which I'm hoping isn't too much of a problem. There we go. That went in pretty nice. I'm gonna pull this in just to get all that extra wire. Looks like, there we go. I'm gonna pull all this in. Looks good. We're gonna get this in the 3 slot. Oh, get the 2 slot, I mean. It's the third spot, but it's labeled 2. There we go. All right, next, we're just gonna have to make sure all this stuff is lined up and we can throw on the cover. And that is good. Let's throw on the cover. Make sure nothing's being pinched, and I think we're good to throw this on. Now, so a quick thing we're gonna do, we're also gonna throw on that little motor wire hook. Don't really know what to call it, just to clamp it down. It does click right in, so it does work with these wires. It is also at 2.5. I'm just going to use a normal driver. Shouldn't be too bad. Next, we are going to throw on the screws for the receiver cover, and we'll get this all connected. All right, so let's just get these 2 screws on. Once again, it is the 2.0. There we go. That's nice and secure. Before I throw on the actual top cover, I'm going to make sure my remote is binded and connected. I'm going to plug in a Traxxas 3S LiPo. Oh, we should probably plug in the motor wires to the ESC. I feel like that would help the car turn on just a little bit. There we go. Now everything should be ready to go. How we're going to bind this is we are going to turn on the remote. We are going to hold the receiver button, power on the ESC at the same time. And then we're going to turn off the remote, hold set. There we go. Make sure nothing's backwards. Steering's good. It's definitely a lot more power. And yeah, I think that's it. We're just going to throw on this top receiver cover and we'll go test it out. Do have to throw on this very complicated shaped seal. Right before we do, this is actually a really powerful ESC fan. I did not realize that until now. That is a powerful fan. We're good, guys. Let's go test it out, see its speed at the GNSS analyzer. Alright, so now we just got that stuff ready to go. We are going to do a pass. We are on a slight hill on our street, so we're going to do 1 pass going downhill, 1 going up. And I'm guessing it's going to go around 50. It might break 50, but it is a 13-tooth pinion, so it should get some speed. I'm guessing like 52. Well, 48 to 52 is my guess range. So let's go out and check the speed.
All right, track, start. Not bad.
42. It's a bit slower than I thought. Let's go back to the bench talk. Alright, so that's it for the speed run. Well, it's not really a speed run, it was just a test to make sure everything was put in correctly, everything works. In a 13-tooth pinion going 42, 43 miles an hour, it's not bad. If we were to throw in like a 26, or if we were going to go a bit fast on a 31, this could be hitting 55 to 60 mile an hour range. Slashes are only meant to go 60 miles an hour, but on a track, 43 miles an hour on a track is definitely really good. It's going to handle corners really well with the sway bars. The Slash is a very good race truck, and its speed, the speed is not its strength. It's its turning ability and how it can hold its traction. But with speed, it's a really good race car, and we did get the low C breaking in. I don't know if you guys seen that video yet, but we will be versing the low C and the Slash just to see which brand is the better racer. Obviously, low C makes better race cars, but this would be a nice comparison to see a low C and a Slash. So yeah, if you guys like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next video.